Alright, so we're going to try to do some recording here. Hopefully this works. This will be the third time I've tried to edit this thing. I've never used the narration after the fact, but this video right here, this what we saw transpiring here, if this doesn't bring you over, then nothing will, and you can just go ahead and stay over there with the lagging indicator crowd, because we're doing something over here, for something different for sure. So this is a 10-minute chart. I love trading at the 8:20 a.m. and the 10:20 a.m. Those are my sweet spots. That's just a preference for me. I'm not saying you should trade then. I've got other traders that prefer to trade at 8 o'clock, and I have other ones that prefer to trade at 9. And just whenever, if you have a time factor in there, I just noticed I get some traction when I trade there. So I'm sitting down, I press record because we're doing this win or learn thing, so you can see the brutal reality of actually trading, and also because we lose sometimes. Okay, we win, we are net positive, but sometimes we lose, and there's no point in bringing. I brought this tool to the market, and I want this tool to do a lot of things. And this is the beginning of a huge project that I'm working on, and which I'm going to talk about a little bit more here in a minute. So I press record and I do the win or learn, and I don't believe in losing. I believe in learning. Okay, so if there is a loss of capital in the trade, what can we learn from that so that we don't repeat it? At this moment, I noticed it's 10:20 and 50 some seconds, and I noticed that I have some conflicting information. Okay, I also know there's something coming up. I recorded this that I will mark on the screen during this recording, that I know ahead of time. So I'm kind of on the sidelines right now, as are all of your big institutional traders. Okay, your market makers, they're all on the sidelines right now, and then you'll understand why here in just a moment. So what I'm looking at though is I'm looking at this, potentially, we're currently in a downside move. If we were using a standard candle formation with the red and green panic bars, that's what I like to call them, you'd have a gulfing and engulfing bearish bar. So definitely, and that is why we have some strength, a little bit of pressure to the downside, but the sentiment line is telling me something different. So you see, I highlighted that this was different up here in this blue rectangle, and there's a conflict. So I'm gonna wait just a little bit more, and I'm trying to highlight that. This is just happening. This happened real time, and I'm recording this audio over the video after the fact. So, in fact, let me see what time is it right now. It's 11:20. It's an hour later. I'm getting to this. Hopefully, I'm actually getting some recording here, and almost every one of my audios has that little boop 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 boop. And what that is I have a separate speaker because I've actually lost my hearing in one ear due to a brain tumor. And so I have a secondary sound, and it goes off after a certain amount of time if I stop listening to it. So what we're doing here is we're trying to figure out what in the world's going on. We're sitting here waiting, not waiting. What's going on? And listen, you've got a 60-day free trial of this tool, and looks like I'm about to make a note. Yep, here we go. This is why are we waiting? Why are we waiting? Oh yeah, natural gas weekly report in debating whether that was 6 or 7 minutes. 6 minutes. Okay, 10:30. Wednesdays and Thursdays, you have a natural gas report and you have the crude oil report, okay? And they have official names. I always get confused with the wording, but basically that's the short. You've got a report, so it's a news event, right? It's a news event, and so am I trading? Am I trading natural gas right now? No, I'm trading crude oil futures right now. So why do I care about this natural gas report? Well, just logically speaking, it's energy, the global energy market. One product is going to be impacted by the change or consistency, or the upward or downward, or the volume or the supply of the other. It's just going to happen. Okay, so in 6 minutes from when I wrote that report was going to come out for natural gas. Therefore, I'm on the sidelines. Okay, a lot of people will be unaware of that. A lot of people will forget about it. A lot of people will try to front run it on some MACD, or some Fibonacci, or some double top or double bottom, and some support and resistance, the high or the low of yesterday, or 17 years ago. Okay, we, however, are just going to look at the direction leaning long, based on what? Based on, okay, I guess I'm going to finish telling you. Uh, this is how you know I'm not a guru, because I have not polished up and perfected changing and adding these messages. I don't even have any special software for that. I am using the text tool in TradingView, and I'm trying to figure out where to put it, and it doesn't work, so I'll do that. Okay, all right, so, and it won't fit, it won't go up on the tool, so there it is, based on current sentiment. Okay, that is what we're looking at now. Current sentiment is to the upside, and enough sentiment has started to filter to the upside that it's actually tipped the strength meter up to the upside to an extent. Okay, so now we're like, okay, we basically, all your retail traders, all your small fries, a few budding and aspiring fund managers who've taken over the retirement pension fund for some company or from some municipality. It's unbelievable how many players are really in this game, if you really think about it. People seem to think there's retail traders and 10 banks. Okay, that's not true at all. All right, so that being said, we're still on this long. Okay, in a minute, I'm going to explain to you. Well, we've got 4 minutes. We got 4 minutes, 3 minutes, where I've said, hey, listen, we think we're going long. All right, and so now I want to start looking for some additional confluence. This right here, a free trial user can see and interpret this. All right, a free trial user can watch this video on YouTube and get more comprehension over and above the training and strategy sessions that we've put out. The modules that we put out when you get the free trial. In addition to the win or lose series, where we just put it out there, raw trading. You see it all. You don't just see the good ones that win and then make you think you can win, and don't prepare you for the downside where you have to learn. Okay, they don't. We got all this. Free trial user, you have all these tools. You can make a go of this. At least for the next 60 days. Why do we choose 60 days? Well, because some people don't actually have the money to get the tool, but they do have the money to jump in with this tool with a prop fund and make some money and get a payout, or they have a little bit of money that they can use of their own capital, and they can make the money using this tool. And I'll give you 60 days to work that out. Now, if you want to come in early, I'm going to incentivize you. Okay, I'm going to reward you for actually taking some action and becoming a person that I can look to for the future as potentially one of my better traders. Okay, for the fund that we're introducing, and that fund is going to back the charitable foundation that we're going to create, that's going to address homelessness and housing insecurity for families with children and people from we're in the foster care system in the U.S. That's going to be our initial place to go. What I'm doing now is I'm setting up my hacks. Okay, I'm setting up my hacks. That's part of the private mentoring program. You know, you got to put some skin in the game to get all the advanced edge benefits. Okay, and I follow through on that. That's not just a gimmick. Listen, when I start my fund, my charitable fund, we're going to start working with small business owners, okay? And we're going to say those small business owners because they need the help. Hey, listen, you can't afford to pay a fair wage or a living wage or a, you know, whatever you want to call it. You know, that's debatable. You can only afford to pay $15 to somebody per hour. Great. Go out and find that person, train that person, hire that person. You manage them completely. They stick around with you for 30, 45 days. You can now tell them, hey, listen, you're going to get a raise, not from me, but through this fund, this foundation that I've got, and they're going to add another $10 an hour subsidy to your wages. Okay, so what are we doing? Again, I'm benefiting. Oh, here it comes. There it is. Look at that. 4 minutes ahead of time. Skin in the game. You can learn. We have a market whisperer. There's something called a whisper number. Look it up. Look it up on Google. Find out what the whisper number is in consideration to. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me, guys. I got a lot going on. Yeah, sorry. You're talking to a guy who actually has a brain tumor. It's I'm managing it. I'm treating it. But that's the thing is, I'm a skin in the game kind of person. I showed you in real time that this tool is ahead of time. If you can't make something happen with that, maybe trading isn't for you. Get your free trial. Get the training. If you want the mentoring and you want to see what I was doing up here with these lines, do that, because you know we don't always have news events. Okay, we don't always have news events, so the hacks come in very useful because right now we had a propellant. Okay, why didn't I trade this? The prop fund, the other people's money we're using right now, it has rules and they don't allow news trading. So I recorded this, just see what we had, see what would happen, and there it was. Okay, plain as day, 4 minutes ahead of time, 2 minutes ahead of time, a minute and a half ahead of time, 40 seconds ahead of time. We were still continuously saying this market is going up, and this was probably, I don't know, maybe from somewhere in the, we're right down to say 60, 40. That was like an 80 tick jump. Okay, that was $800 on a one contract move. Okay, so this is it. MPTvMAX, Market Whisperer. This is the tool. Stop playing around with all that losing, lagging stuff. Come over here and get paid, and change not only your life, but the life of someone else around you. Okay? That's what it's all about. Talk to you soon.